Good morning, everyone. So, our today's topic in legal aspect of business is discharge of contract. This is one of the important topic when it comes to Indian Contract Act. So, first we need to understand what is a contract. Although we have discussed in earlier lectures what is contract, but the contract is basically the an agreement which is enforceable by law. So, and the discharge meaning the termination of the contractual obligation on the parties. So, uh, discharge of contract is basically when a contract coming to an end is called discharge of contract. So there are various methods by which a contract can be discharged. So these methods are classified in six categories. First is discharge by performance, discharge of contract by agreement or consent of all the parties. Third is discharge by impossibility of performance. Fourth is discharge by lapse of time. Fifth is discharge by operation of law. And sixth is discharge by breach of contract. So we will take up each and every type of discharge of contract individually. So first we need to discuss about discharge by performance. So as the name suggests, when both parties perform their promise and there is nothing remaining to perform, that means every party has performed all the obligations which is due on them. So it is called, so the contract can come into an end by the performance of both the parties. And if we talk about if we talk about the conditions of performance, the performance should be unconditional. So that means whatever obligations was given in the contract, the parties need to perform it unconditionally. So there is no condition applied on performing the obligation in the under the contract. Second condition is performance should be in proper time. So whatever time is given in the contract, the parties need to perform in that particular time period. Or if there is no time period is mentioned, so the performance should be done in reasonable time. Third condition is proper place. That means the stipulated place or promises place of business should be the proper place of performance of contract. So if in a contract it is mentioned that this should be the place of performance of the contract, so at that place only the performance should be done. Next condition is opportunity to examine. So other one party is going to perform something, another party need to given a proper time for examine that performance. Then last condition is for the whole obligation. So it is a subsection of unconditional performance. So performance should be absolute or nothing. That means performance should be done in as a whole. It should not be in the part. Performance is not considered as performance in the contract act. And if we talk about who can perform the contract, so whosoever it has entered into a contract, and on the basis of that contract certain obligation is levy on him, so the promisor himself must perform the contract, or a, any person who is authorized by promisor can perform the contract. The legal representative can perform, the legal representative of promisor can perform the contract. Any third person, if it is allowed in the contract, so any third person may also perform the obligation. Or in case of joint promisor, one of the promisors can perform the whole obligation and it is a valid contract. Second type of, so this is all about discharge by performance. Second kind of discharge of contract is by agreement or consent. So that means if all the parties involved in a contract want to change or substitute the terms and conditions and the obligations under the contract, so then the contract is known as discharge by agreement or consent. So there are various ways in which on the basis of agreement or consent the contract came into an end. So first is novation. So new contract substituted for old contract with the same or different parties, then it is known as discharge by agreement of novation. Second is rescission. So cancellation of contract by mutual consent or by the failure of one party to perform, and if both the parties are agree to resign the contract, so they can cancel the contract. Third is alteration. As the name suggests, when one or more terms of a contract altered by mutual consent of all the parties involved, so it is known as discharge by alteration. Then remission. So if one party accept the lesser fulfillment of the promise the promisor has made, so it is called discharge by remission. Then waiver. So not to insist certain obligation of a person arise out of contract, that means one party has waive off the obligation of other party to perform, so it is called discharge of agreement by waiver. And the last is merger. So when an inferior right occurring to a party to a contract merge into any superior right, so the inferior right or the inferior part of obligation should be waived off. So it is called discharge of agreement by merger. So these are the ways by which a discharge of contract can happen by agreement and consent of all the parties. Next classification of discharge of contract is known as discharge by impossibility of performance. So there are certain rules for termination of contract by impossibility of performance. So this impossibility of performance should be known. If it is known to all the parties, so the contract will become void. If it is unknown to any party or all the parties, so it will consider as void on the ground of mutual mistake. When the promisor alone knows that that there is an impossibility of performance, so it will not amount as void contract, it will amount as voidable contract, and he has to compensate for the loss suffered by the promisee. There are certain basis, on the basis of this supervening impossibility of or the subsequent impossibility of performance can arise. See, at the time of making contract, there are certain cases when at the time of making contract it not seems that there is any impossibility of performance, but afterwards when the performance time came, then it is seen that there is an impossibility of performance, so it is known as subsequent impossibility of performance. There are certain cases which is considered as subsequent impossibility of performance, just like destruction of subject matter. For the main subject matter for which a contract is going to happen, and that subject matter is destroyed now, then the contract can be discharged by impossibility of performance. Then if a contract is made for a commodity which need to exist in a particular state, but afterward that particular thing is not exist in that particular state, so the contract can be discharged. Then death or incapacity of individual involved in the contract. So on the basis of that also, there will be the contract will be discharged. Then if at the time of making contract there was certain laws, but when the time of performance came, there is a change in law. So the contract will discharge by impossibility of performance. And if there is a contract related to export or import, and between these two countries there is an outbreak of war, so the contract which is done previously can discharge by impossibility of performance. So these are the ground on the basis of which the contract may be discharged. Then contract may be discharged by lapse of time. That means if promisor fails to perform and the promisee fails to take action within the specific time period, then latter cannot seek the remedy through law. So it is amount to discharge of contract by lapse of time. Then a contract may discharge by operation of law. So by operation of law there are certain cases. First is if there is a death of any party involved in the contract. If there is if the minor rights merge in a major right, so in that case by operation of law the contract is discharged. In case of insolvency of any party of contract, the contract will become voidable. And if there is an unauthorized alteration in the terms of a written agreement, so it will amount as fraud, and then the contract will discharge by operation of law. And if you lost all the evidence of a contract, so in that case also the contract may discharge by operation of law. And last type of discharge of contract is known as discharge by breach. So if one or the more parties of in a contract uh, does not perform his part of obligation, so it will amount as breach of contract. So there are two types of breach of contract. First is actual breach, second is anticipatory breach. So as the name suggests, at the time of performance or during the performance, if the party who has to perform certain obligation and he or she is not performing that obligation, so it will become actual breach. An anticipatory breach, party to a contract declares his intention to not to perform before the promise is due, so it will amount as anticipatory breach. And in both the cases contract will discharge by breach of contract. So these are the ways by which contract can be discharged. So that is it for the day. Thank you so much.